Alderac Entertainment Group has a title that really caught my attention. Meeples and Monsters. This is for 2 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, and should take you about 45 to 60 minutes to complete. The peaceful city of Rowan is surrounded by dangerous monsters. It's up to the citizens to fortify the city, train up warriors, clerics, knights, and mages, and defend Rowan in Meeples and Monsters. Meeples and Monsters has depths, replayability, beautiful components, and a splash of Meeple humor that will have you coming back for just one more play. Game night after game night. During a player's turn, they draw Meeples out of their bag and use those Meeples to perform various actions on the board. Those actions include upgrading your Meeples, adding new Meeples to your bag, fighting monsters, investigating towers, or even upgrading the town, giving players even more options on future turns. At the end of the player's turn, all the Meeples they drew are put onto the lodgings part of the player's board. During the game, players will score victory points by defeating monsters, completing quests, and investigating towers. At the end of the game, players will score additional victory points by fighting boss monsters and through the end-of-game quests. The player with the most victory points will be declared the winner. I like that. It sounds epic, doesn't it? It's like a good game description should. So, besides all the really cool points that the publisher's description gives out, the first thing I gotta say is that this is catching my attention because it is a bag building game. I'm not the biggest fan of bag building games. I have a couple of them, and I'm very picky about my bag building game. But this has definitely caught my attention for that exact subject. I like the fact that it feels a little bit like Lords of Waterdeep from everything that I read in the write-ups about this. And adding this bag drawing element to it really has piqued my interest concerning this. The idea that it's, I guess you could say semi-cooperative in the sense that you are working together to protect the city, to build up and fortify the city and its citizens against the encroaching and attacking monsters that are coming. But the fact that it's also a bit of a solo mentality in the sense that each player has their own goals and missions, and you're not going to win as a team. You're going to win by whoever collects the most points, and probably also by completing their own personal missions during the course of the game. And I really like the way games sometimes blend those two concepts with victory points, but also you got your own stuff to do. And you're not going to win if you don't get your accomplishments completed by the end of the game. So this brings those together, and that's always a really fun aspect, I think. Now, at its base core, it does seem like it's an overly luck-based game, since you are blindly drawing from a bag to see what kind of meeples you get, because that will determine what they can do. That's true, especially in the earlier phases of the game. But as the game goes on and you've been building up your little army of meeple minions, as you've been taking them to specific locations and having them do specific jobs, you are increasing not only your own power base and victory points, but you're also building up your own bag to better your chances of pulling cool stuff out later. So although there's always going to be this luck factor, the further down the road of the game you go, the more stuff that you do in anticipation, that will definitely take control of a lot of that luck factor from the beginning of the game. So there's a pretty much an interesting balance right there, I think. Unlike other area control games that I've enjoyed, this brings an aspect of leveling up to the mooks and minion meeples that you have running around, accomplishing things that you need to get done. There are ways that you can level up your units, making them better. And that has really just grabbed me by the throat and started shaking me, because I haven't encountered that in these kind of games before. So it's really ramped up my anticipation of this game in general and playing it specifically to have this effect. Very cool. I like the fact that each of the Meeples themselves, they represent different types of characters, so therefore they can do different things. For example, like the mages. The more mage Meeples you have, the more quests that you're going to have an option of drawing from. The more clerics that you have out, the more Meeples you're going to be able to draw, like followers. You're going to be able to draw out of the bag. The knights give you strength and add to your numbers. So each of them, they're bringing something different to each turn that you have them out. And by planning ahead and a little bit of strategy, it's really going to, from everything I see, it seems like it's really going to ramp up your chances of scoring more points faster. So that's really taking control of these Meeples, I think. I gotta say, everything I've read about this game so far really has me waiting to play this. I do want to try this game. I want to have a little bit of fun at the table with it. It seems overall like it might end up being a great gateway game to both bag building games as well as fantasy tabletop games, slight RPG feel thrown in, splashed there on top of them. Yeah, I think both of those are valid points. This is a game that now that I've read about it, I've seen it, I really am interested. I'm glad it's on my radar, and hopefully it'll get to one of my shelves at some point, so I can actually give this game a try, and me and the 27 Warriors can give it a run. Alderac Entertainment Gaming, go check out more information, because I think you're really going to be interested. If you get more information, you see for yourself and you inform yourself about this, you're going to end up loving Meeples and Monsters.